Welcome back. Now, you can rent a car, you can rent a movie, rent a home, but have you ever heard of renting a chicken?
Never, but that is right. A way to have farm fresh eggs at your home without the commitment. Homestead Jen and Homestead Greg are both here to explain more of this to us. Thank you both so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Our pleasure.
So let's just say what's the obvious question. We're renting chickens?
Yes, absolutely. Farm fresh eggs without the commitment. So we provide the coop, either 2 or 4 chickens depending on the package. We provide the feed, delivery within 50 miles of Marana, so of course that includes Tucson, and full support. We provide a book, and we are available for questions before, during, and after the rental.
Wow. This is so interesting to me. My fiance's actually been talking about wanting to have a chicken coop in our backyard.
Fantastic.
And I'm like, okay, those are smelly and like loud, and I'm worried that there'd be sounds like right when dawn comes. I know that I'm wrong about everything.
Right.
So set all of our viewers straight.
Right. So there's a chicken. There's
right
2
there.
chickens right here. Yeah, they're hanging out.
You wouldn't even notice them.
Right. So they sometimes do cause some noise when they're laying an egg. But aside from that, they are hens. Roosters are the ones who give the hens a very bad name. So the hens are rather quiet, less noisy than most neighbor dogs.
Wow.
I'm sure our neighbors will appreciate that. And now I know we have 2 here, but how many do people normally rent at a time?
Either 2 or 4. So this is a complete setup that we can provide. Yeah, and the coop is portable. So you talked about maybe smell, right? So the coop is portable. The droppings then are not piling up.
Okay.
Because the coop moves, and then the droppings can just be scraped up right off the ground.
Okay, so much easier than I was anticipating.
Oh, for sure.
I have to admit. And I love that you brought some little chicks with you because they're so cute. Now, why wouldn't people just want to get the chicks and raise them, you know?
That's a great question. From this age, they're about a week and a half old, it takes 4 to 6 months for a chicken to lay their first egg. And if someone buys baby chicks, it's possible that the chicken will never lay an egg because it's a rooster.
Oh, that would be a problem.
Yes, and you don't need a rooster to have farm fresh eggs out of a hen.
Okay, so this is basically, we're already getting the product portion of it. You guys have already brought them up. You know they're ready to make eggs.
Yes.
So when we're ready to, okay, I want to get the eggs. I want, you know, what the reason I rented the chickens for. How many eggs can I expect, let's say, in a week?
In a week, you should expect from 2 hens, about a dozen eggs, give or take.
A dozen eggs.
That's
so if
a good number.
Yeah, if we started calculating what we spend on eggs and start adding that up, this is going to start paying off really quick.
Certainly, certainly.
I love this. So are we allowed to hold one of the chicks?
Yes. So this is.
I'm really excited about this home.
This is from our Hatch the Chicken program. It's a 5-week rental. So you rent the incubator with the fertile eggs, and then after 3 weeks in the incubator, the chicks hatch. You see the little boots on her feet there.
Oh my goodness.
The chicks hatch, and then you get the brooder cage. You get to keep the baby chicks for 2 weeks. Just when they start to get a little smelly and not so cute, we pick them up and take them back to the homestead.
I love this that you give this as an option because I know my stepkids would freak out over this. I mean, I'm about to freak out because I'm holding this. It's just the cutest little sweetest. So then when you do rent the chickens, how long do people typically rent them for?
About 6 months.
It's 6 months.
Yes, a good solid rental period so they know for sure whether it's something that they would enjoy having full time. And with our rental packages, if our renters chicken out, then we will just pick them up, no questions asked, or adoption at the end of the rental is available as well.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
so if
same
you fall
for
in
this.
love with your chickens, you don't necessarily have to give them back. You can give them a good home as well.
Right, exactly.
I love that.
It's kind of like a rent-to-own.
Yes. Rent-to-own, rent the chicken, yes.
Exactly. And so if somebody is, okay, they're thinking this sounds really great and they want to get some more information, do you kind of walk them through?
We do,
You know, if they have questions and everything? Because I'm sure we're covering a lot here, but there's probably still some questions that are like, okay,
of course,
is my backyard big enough?
Great question. Yeah, a backyard needs to be larger than the coop itself, and plenty of space to move the coop around. But we have people who are in a row home, for instance, or a townhouse, and they have plenty of space in their backyard to rent chickens.
That's so cool. And to reiterate, Homestead Jen, Homestead Greg, you provide everything that these people are going to need to rent these chickens.
Yes.
So it sounds like kind of an overwhelming thing, but when you talk about it and you break it all down, it's really not so bad because you really did all the work for everybody ahead of time.
Right, turnkey, we'll call it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show
You're
today and
welcome.
letting us play with chicks because they're just so sweet. This one's trying to escape. And we're going to make sure our viewers have more information. I think this is a great idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
And if you want fresh eggs from your own backyard, they are accepting non-refundable deposits for deliveries in June and July for both Rent the Chicken and Hatch the Chicken with free delivery to all of Tucson. Their number is 724-305-0782, and you can also log on to rentthechicken.com.